Good morning and welcome to the City Hydro Pea Grow-A-Long day number 1. Today we're going to actually have two videos. We're going to have the rinsing of the peas and then the seeding of the peas in video number 2. So there'll be two videos for day number 1. Talk a little bit about how we soak everything. We soak everything for 12 hours. So these went in to soak last night around 10 o'clock. So it's 10 o'clock in the morning now, 12 hours later. I'm going to rinse these off, rinse them off with a little hydrogen peroxide and water mixture, and I'll go over that when I do that. But everything we soak for 12 hours. I found that, some people say you got to soak this for 6 hours, this for 8 hours. We found that soaking everything for 12 hours works just great. If you soak for longer than 12 hours, the peas start to get a little mushy and will start to rot in the tray. So 12 hours is pretty much the max. If you can't get to the peas and you started to soak yesterday and you can't get to them today, make sure that you rinse them off, put some damp paper towels over the top of them or a little bit of damp cheesecloth, and you'll be able to seed those tomorrow, so you won't have any issues. So I have a few peas in here that don't look quite right, so I'm gonna just pick them out and throw them away. Throw them down the garbage disposal. Move it around a little bit. And as you can see, everything looks pretty good. I have a colander with medium-sized holes in there. I'm going to dump off the water from the peas, and you can see the peas water is a little bit murky, which means it was rinsing off quite a bit of the dirt that had been on the peas. Peas are really need to be soaked. We've tried them dry, and they just don't work right when they're dry. You just don't get the germination that you should, and they need to be wet. So here I'm rinsing them off. Looking for any rocks or anything that might be in there. Now you don't want to put your rocks down the garbage disposal, so I got to check it to make sure there's no rocks here, but this is a pea. Because I did it a few times and had some rocks in my garbage disposal and jammed it up. So, rinsing them off pretty good. The water's still a little bit murky, so I'm going to drain it off a little bit into here. Pick this up, shake it around a little bit, put it back in my peas here. Another good rinsing here. So we're going to do this a few times, just making sure we're getting any bacteria or anything that might be on the peas. This also helps in cutting down the Salmonella or coli bacteria that might be on the peas. Rinsing them down a little bit, and any mold spores as well that might be on the peas. I never get mold in my peas. Sunflower, a little bit of different story. Rinsing them off a little bit, rinsing these off. Water turned pretty clean. Wasn't too murky this time. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the hydrogen peroxide. So we take 1 gallon of water, and then I'm going to put in 1 cup of hydrogen peroxide in the water, and then pour it over the peas. Mix it up a little bit. Now I'm going to make sure that I rinse it off a couple more times. Now hydrogen peroxide turns to water, so that's fine. You're mixing it up and rinsing them off here. Okay, and again, I'm going to drain it off into my colander a little bit here. Rinsing off the peas in there, and then I'm going to do it one more time. And rinse it off into the colander. And that should be good. So the next video you're going to see is day number 1 seeding. And we seed a little bit differently than we do any of the dry seeds. There's no bamboo in the trays, and we seed right in the tray. Everybody have a great afternoon and happy growing.